This is hip internal rotation, both hips at the same time, from a seated position. When you sit down, you're going to line up your ankle, knee, and hip. We're going to keep the knees at this width and slowly walk the feet apart from each other. You could have a pillow or a folded pillow or a yoga block or something like that between your knees to keep the width. Once you're in a position that's pain-free and you're in range, without overly pressuring anything, you're going to maintain that position for 90 seconds. As our usual PAIL and rail protocol, 90 seconds unbroken before going into our isometric contractions, not leaving position between the stretch and the isometric contractions. As you sit in this stretch, pay attention to all of the sensations that may be present at your hip, knee, ankle, abdomen, spine. Just listen to them. If the intensity is too high on those sensations, we can decrease position minorly so that it's not overly stressful to be here. At the end of this stretch, we're going to begin the isometric contractions. The PAIL contraction will be pushing the knees out into the hands and the ankles into the floor. The rail contraction will be the inverse of that, keeping the knees where they are in and attempting to lift the feet from the floor as rotation or attempted rotation. Again, in isometrics, there's no actual motion. It is intent. If you feel any pain on your contractions, decrease the intensity or again decrease the range to find a position and intensity that is not painful. So pushing out here, we're going to maintain this first PAIL contraction for 60 seconds, driving the knees out into the hands and the feet down into the floor. Pushing at an intensity that allows you to maintain the same intensity for the entirety of the time. Squeezing the body here, engaging deep within the hip, and breathing smoothly within that tension. Searching for any blank spots and engaging those areas, tying them into the contraction with intent. If you feel any shakiness or wavering or intermittent engagement to your contraction, attempt to smooth it out the best you can. Rest here. Our next engagement, the rail, will be the inverse. Knees stay in, feet and ankles attempt to lift from the floor. We're going to hold this one for 30 seconds as this is a bit more challenging. Squeezing again and engaging deep within the hip and throughout the thigh and leg. Any wavering contraction, try to smooth out by squeezing more of that area, searching for any blank spots, trying to maintain any deep connection you form with the hip. Again, breathing smoothly as you can within the tension. Slowly relaxing, transitioning to a capsular car. Squeezing generally through the hip, opening and closing the knees slowly, feeling for control and awareness of every little degree of change. Breathing, squeezing a strong abdomen. Again, not pushing into any painful ranges. From there, we bring the ankles back underneath to our original position. One at a time, we're going to go for axial rotations. We lift one foot off the ground and we rotate that hip such that it moves the ankle outside and inside the plane of the knee. We want to control the angle of the thigh and the knee so that the knee maintains its position in front of the hip so that we can feel that we are driving pure rotation of the hip without the hip or the thigh moving in any other direction. Controlling momentarily at each end range, to feel that position. Going 5 to 10 reps on each side, squeezing the hip actively as it rotates to feel again for awareness and control of every last degree of change. Slight pause at the end range, not allowing the knee to drift out from in line from the hip.